Hello, 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 welcome. It's coffee time. Then we get some dog cam in. There we go, dog cam. Where are we? Let's see. Oh, Daily Mail website's not behaving itself. Oh, it looks like, okay, that's weird. The Daily Mail website looks like it's crashed. Could it be? What's happening? Why is it not working? Anyway, the top story today. There's no pictures though. All the pictures are missing. Look, the pictures are missing. Is Paul O'Grady, death of Paul O'Grady, a legend, TV legend, one of the last great wits that we had on television. Gone at 67. Made his name back in the day as Lily Savage. Do you remember? I don't know if you can remember those days. But yeah, he was still working. He was in the musical Annie recently. They're playing Miss Hannigan. Here we go. Got a picture of him there because he was he was a drag artist back in the day when drag artists were not interested in reading stories to children. But we loved him from Paul O'Grady's dog show that he did with Battersea, because he was a great animal lover, and it's a great shame. One of the true greats, and I always loved it when he took over Blankety Blank after Les Dawson passed, and he showed that you could do it again. He got it, and he kind of took what Les Dawson did, and then just made it a bit even more subversive. Again, those of you probably don't remember Blankety Blank, but when it first started, it was quite a serious quiz show with Terry Wogan, and then Les Dawson came along and completely deconstructed it and turned it into a comedy spectacle, and then Paul O'Grady as Lily Savage did it again. A great shame, and I feel sorry for his husband and his daughter, and he's got grandchild as well. So yeah, a real shocker when I woke up to read that, because you think these people are going to live forever, but remember, we're all on borrowed time. So I've got a feeling that the Daily Mail website is being hit by something big, because even on this rate, might have to do the Sun instead. What else have we got? Court news. Go on then, court news. We'll do the court news early. This is, though, I don't think we can do this today, because it is so slow. There's something really going on with the Daily Mail website. Adam Purchase. He appeared on Grand Designs, one of my favourite shows. He was a stonemason, but the 54-year-old, right, was in court today because he was on a plane, and he's a little bit worse for wear, and he urinated on people. Yes. He relieved himself on victim Thomas Humphrey's shoes and socks. This plane was flying from Barbados to Heathrow in January, and he damaged the plane with his urination to the cost of over £1,000. That was one expensive whittle. Again, this is great. Here's a picture of him. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong. I knew I shouldn't have done that update last night. There it is. Yeah, he was on Grand Designs in 2011, and yeah, he admitted it. He admitted his reckless behaviour, and he's due to be sentenced at Isleworth Crown Court next month. Remember, don't whittle on the plane. You know, certainly don't get drunk and get on the plane. It's never a good idea, is it? Oh, good news. Are you a McDonald's fan? Listen, I just feel like everything's going to go bang. Wait a minute, I think we might have... No. Anyway, McDonald's is that I'm going to carry on. Just going to carry on. Because that's showbiz. It's what Paul O'Grady would have wanted me to do. 5 new items have been added to the McDonald's menu today. But they are limited edition. The Chicken Big Mac is back. There you go. You're also going to see a brand new steakhouse stack, the Mighty McMuffin. Mozzarella dippers are back. Cadbury's cream egg and Cadbury's caramel egg McFlurry. Obviously that's for Easter, so I'm not going to have that. But I must admit that steakhouse burger looks kind of tasty. Hey missus, can we have that for lunch? Can we get one of them? And that's a crime against nature. A chicken Big Mac. I don't know, don't get me wrong, I like a chicken burger and I like a Big Mac, but I've never wanted them combined. And the computer's fighting against me. You got the mozzarella dips. They're just cheese coated in breadcrumbs. They're not cheesy enough. And of course, diabetic's nightmare, the egg McFlurry. I wonder if it's my computer. I did do an update overnight. Update the computer, they said. Everything stops working, they said. What else have we got? Ping. eBay pings me. Will you be interested to buy this old crap? There's a lot about Paul O'Grady. There are literally masses of... I'm going to show you the coverage. There's just massive, such as the outpouring of grief. There he is with Queen Camilla, and you got him here with his family and his sister and daughter, which is another thing. Again, oh man, who's gonna make the programs about the dogs now? Oh, again, it's quite sad. I liked his dog show. Also, he was very, very acid-tongued back in the times of, remember, austerity. He called the government a bunch of bastards. I like that. That was good. A tough Liverpudlian from Birkenhead. Meanwhile, don't worry, folks. Russia's warned that joining NATO will make Sweden and Finland legitimate targets for retaliatory military measures. I'm so glad that Putin hasn't lost his mind. And look, come on, you bugger. This is Putin getting his nuclear missiles out. There we go. Need the Thunderbirds music. Dun, 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 dun. It's a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah, but Russia expert reckons that delusional Putin could launch a vindictive nuclear strike to cause misery and destruction. I've got a good story here. You're going to like this one. Here's a good story. Come on, Daily Mail. Come on, you can do it. Right, we're going to go to the small town of Radlin in southwest Poland. And the behaviour of a 76-year-old fella called Marian L. Right? His mother died. Right? She passed away, and he was racked with grief. Right? Racked with grief, and the passing of his mother affected him so much. This is the small town of Radlin. But yeah, the grief got to him so much that he decided to dig her up. Yeah, dig her up. And he dug her up and he kept her on the sofa in front of the television. And she stayed there for 13 years. 13 years. Yeah. And the mother's mummified. She really was a mummy. The corpse was finally found after the 76-year-old's estranged brother-in-law decided to visit him, pay him a visit. And the brother-in-law noticed that Marion was wandering around outside the house looking mad, and decided to call in the paramedics. And when they entered the property, they found the mummified corpse lying on the couch on top of a pile of newspapers dating from 2009. And before he was led away from his home, he told the paramedics it's quite sweet that he had to say goodbye to his mother. Yeah, obviously he's had some sort of mental breakdown. But yeah, he only lived 300 metres from the cemetery, and may have the police reckon he may have taken the corpse home on his bike. I imagine he had one of those bikes with a basket on the front, and imagine that with his stiff mother. Maybe wrapped in brown paper with tape or string. Imagine riding along. It paints a picture. It surely paints a picture. Head of District's Prosecutor's Office, Marcin Fletzinski, added, everything indicates the man must have used some chemicals to mummify the corpse. The smell of mothballs was noticeable. Locals said that they knew very little about Marinell. And he said, I've lived here for many years, and I don't know if I've ever even seen him. Everyone knows each other. Oh, wait a minute. I think someone's been found with their mother's corpse watching television. But nothing is really known about him, they said. We know each other here, but he was a bit of a mystery. But we know he treated night as if it were day. Yeah, his nickname by the locals was the Vampire. Just saying. Hiding in plain sight. Wait, I'm looking a bit... The colour's a bit wrong. Let me just... That's... I either look like I've got a suntan or I'm Casper's ghost, you know. Yes, so it was hiding in plain sight. Local man, nicknamed the Vampire, who only comes out at night, digs up his mother's corpse and watches television with her. That's it. I'm done. That's the story, isn't it? That is it. Meanwhile, are you a fan of the author Michel Houellebecq? Yeah, he's a French author. And this is a really strange story, right? Because filmmakers made a film called Chirac 27, and they're in court with Michel Houellebecq, the novelist. And again, he wrote it was a book about 20 odd years ago now. Was it called something like Platform, which detailed. There was a bit of a controversy about it because I reckon it was kind of autobiographical, but it was about a guy who was a sex tourist or something. I didn't read the book. I just remember reading the review. He's a controversial figure, is Michel Houellebecq. Have they got a picture of him? Have they got a number of pictures of him? He looks very much like a French novelist, don't you think? If you was asked to draw a French novelist, that is what you'd draw. Anyway, Mr. Houellebecq was a bit depressed. He was a bit down, right? And it is a very strange story. He was a bit depressed. And right, at dinner in Paris in November 2022, right, Houellebecq's wife, Lysis, told the director of the movie, what's the name of the director of the movie? It's a Dutch name, Stefan Rutenbeek. She said to him, he's a bit depressed. I know what would cheer him up. Make a porn film with him. Okay. So yeah, they did. They went. They made a porn film. He flew to. I don't know if it was Amsterdam. I'm trying to find. It seems like it. And he was filmed. Oh no, he was filmed. They actually came to him. They came to Paris. He came to Paris. He nearly did. But yeah, he was filmed. Hulbeck was filmed having sex in Paris with a woman called Ginny van Hugen, who was a philosophy student with whom the director works. Now he made a condition. The condition is he could be filmed. He signed the contract, but the contract said you couldn't see his face and his genitals at the same time. That was the condition. You could only see him like a disembodied face and disembodied genitals. That works. But anyway, he's had a change of mind. So he's took him to court. The film was made, and here is. I must admit, he looks like he's cheered up a bit. It looks like it misses. This might cheer me up. Mrs. is shaking her head disapprovingly at me and wagging her finger. Because I'm not a famous French novelist. In here, I guess this was afterwards. This was him afterwards. He was like, Sacre bleu, zut alors. So they're in court, right? But yeah, so Hulbeck claimed that the film damaged his reputation and he signed an unfair contract under the influence of alcohol and depression, but there was no evidence he was clinically depressed because there was no doctors. He didn't have a doctor's note, right? But an Amsterdam judge disagreed. Yeah. So now we're going to see Michel Hulbeck getting his end away. I don't think I want to see that. Do you want to see that? Let me know in the comments box below. Go on. Do you want to see it? Nobody wants to see it. But there you go. He's thinking of having an urgent appeal, and this is him with his missus. You know, again, I think she looks like she's a bit younger than him. He doesn't need to be hanging around with young birds making porn movies when he's got a young missus. Jesus. And here he is in the trailer. I mean, he's a bit of a catch, isn't he? He's a bit of a dish. Oh God, this is. I'm demonetised. Meanwhile, have you ever won the lottery? Well, this is the story of. God, everything is so slow today. Of a lady called Joan Parker Grennan. That's double-barreled name. She thought, right. She thought she won £1 million. Yeah, £1 million on a national lottery game. Right. And she's convinced she won this, and she's taken the operators Camelot to the High Court. Right, she bought an instant win game ticket on August the 25th, 2015. And this was on one of their online games. And they said the premise of the game is if the numbers in your number section of the screen match one of the winning numbers section, the two matching numbers would turn white, indicating the player had won a prize designated by those matching numbers. Right. Mr. Justice Joes, looking over the case, was told by Camelot lawyers that there was a technical issue which saw numbers with a designated prize of £1 million highlighted, and that Mrs. Parker Grennan had in fact only won £10. Like, I'm just going to do that. All right, that sounds like the sound of a company wriggling out of their responsibility. And yeah, they reckon that she was only due £10, but due to a technical issue. The issue, the court heard, could result in different graphical animations being shown on some screens. Well, that isn't fair, is it? But they've got that, errors and omissions clause, I would imagine. Yeah. So yeah, proceedings are at a deadlock. Mrs. Parker Grennan is arguing for a summary judgment in her favour. She believes she's bound to beat Camelot at trial, because if it goes to trial, that'd be good. She should push for that, because I think 12 good men and true, and women, would probably find in her favour, because she is not misrepresenting this. The company have got a responsibility, but they always have these clauses. So yeah, they're still debating the matter. They're still debating the matter. I wonder what's going to happen. Will it go to trial, or will the court decide one way or the other? It's a tricky one, that. But yes. So the case is being heard at the moment at the High Court. And we'll wait. We'll have to keep an eye out to see how that judgment goes, won't we? What else have we got? Meanwhile, more court news. A lot of court news today. This is the story of Pete Doherty. No, not that Pete Doherty. This is Peter Doherty from Howard in Merseyside. Here he is. He's having a fag. Right. And what was he up before the big fall? Well, he was found slumped behind the wheel of his van. And when the police tested him, he was 4 times over the legal drink driving limit. Right. Oh, so it's not looking good for him, right? It's not looking good. Here he is again. He got his best suit on, so that was good. Obviously works in his favour. Now you'd think they'd throw the book at him, slap his wrists and throw the book at him. The arrest took place at 2:20 p.m. on January the 8th, after he was seen slumped over his steering wheel of his silver van, with the engine running at Allerton Cemetery, where his father is buried. Oh, so he was obviously having an emotional crisis. Here is the cemetery in question. Right. But yet he was cleared of it. He was cleared. Right? He was cleared of drink driving because he revealed in court that he'd only been sleeping in his vehicle to get away from his domineering wife. Right? Apparently his long-time partner, Carly O'Hare, right, led him a terrible life. The court heard that Miss O'Hare had previously been abusive towards Doherty, and it was claimed she'd previously attacked him with a knife. Yeah. And it was heard that Miss O'Hare had also reported him missing the previous day, so he'd obviously gone on the run to get away from her. Doherty had drunk 6 cans of Guinness, and he told officers that there had been previous incidents of violence at home in which his partner had punched him in the head 3 times, and that was whilst he was driving when he'd taken a wrong turn which had enraged her. Yeah. He told officers she previously stabbed him. He left his home address as she was shouting him, and he was afraid that she would assault him. So there you go. So there we go. And yeah, he's been freed, cleared of all charges. There you go. Meanwhile, we've got another one. Ah boy, Damien Johnson, right? Here he is. He was, that's him pictured outside Derbyshire Magistrates Court, the 52-year-old, right? You're going to love this. Kept his flatmate's body and his friend in a freezer for 2 years. Yeah. John Wainwright died right? So he bundled him into the freezer, right? This was it back in September 2018. They haven't determined what killed him, but the body wasn't discovered in the freezer until August 2020. But he did it so he could, use his bank card to withdraw cash from his bank account. So he's been charged with preventing the lawful and decent burial of a dead body, and other charges include fraud to Mr. Wainwright's bank card. And he's going to appear at Derby Crown Court next month, where we will hear his pleas. Not guilty, my lad, he's going to say. Meanwhile, let's go to Paris, and we've got some footage of the police. Here we go. And there they go, he took him down. There we go. And knocked him out cold. He's out for the count. Whoopsie. That don't look good. So yeah, that was the riots on the streets of Paris. So yeah. Meanwhile, did you know, black hole sun, won't you come? There was a big hole in the sun, a solar hole. Mrs. looks at my solar hole when I bend over at night when I get undressed for bed. Don't you, Mrs.? Yeah, there's a 1 million mile per hour solar wind. Again, that's the metformin, right? Heading towards the planet Earth because a big solar hole. This can happen. I've been warning about this. Even though it's 93 million miles away, right? This hole. And it's quite impressive. Look at this. It looks like something from a sci-fi movie. Oh my God! It's the Eye of Sauron. It's winking at us. The hole is 20. The second hole, that was the first one, which I guess I missed. But there's a second hole which is 20 times larger than the Earth, and there's this solar wind that's heading towards us. And I think, if you read the caption, I think the solar wind has already affected the caption. It says, which are set to as our planet on Friday. I've got a feeling that's the solar wind that's done that. I don't know if you realise, but it's a big electromagnetic wave. It's like an ECG, EMG, ECG, OMG. I know. Hurtling towards Earth, right? And there it is. The solar wind. And it could disrupt all our electronics. So there might not be any coffee time on Friday. Oh my God, what will you do? But there is a video. Please but don't let there be an advert. Oh, there's a f***ing advert. I just want to see the video. Show me the video. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's winking at us. It's winking at us. But what's really frightening is they reckon that some solar winds can be so powerful that it could rip the atmosphere off the planet like a skin off a rice pudding. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? Yeah. We've got a video here. I'm just going to see if it'll start. This is in Edgware, which is in London, and I'm just going to get it queued up because would it be an advert? No, there's no advert. Wait a minute. Let me just pause. There's no advert, everyone. So this works best if I just show you it. So you ready? They edited out so you don't see the woman being hit. Yeah, she was fixing her car on her driveway when another car slammed into her. Shocking, isn't it? And it looks like they're just walking away. The people that did this, yes, just walking away. Walking away. Nothing to see here. Walking away. Well, that's not nice, is it? Yeah. She was flung into the air after she was hit by a car outside her London home. She was working on the bonnet of her silver hatchback when a vehicle crashed into her at speed, throwing her 16 foot along the pavement. She was rushed to hospital where her condition was assessed as not life-threatening. London Ambulance Service said that she had been treated for a minor head injury and bruising. And that happened at 1:45 p.m. on Sunday, 26th of March, at Mollison Way in Edgware. I mean, really? Come on. But the driver of the car remained at the scene and was spoken to by police. He was not arrested. Inquiries into the circumstances of the accident are ongoing. I mean, really. Meanwhile, government could be forced to abandon plans to ban petrol and diesel car sales by 2030, because Germany over there in Germania in the EU have watered down their own EU restrictions. This happened the other day in the EU. Do you remember the EU that we left? Well, they've decided to say that we're never gonna hit 2030. So let's not do that. And it's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. What else have we got? Have we got any? Do you watch The Last of Us? Do you watch The Last of Us? It's based on a video game, and it's just finished. But it's quite a good one because it's about humans being infected by a fungus. Well, let's go to India, where a 61-year-old mushroom hunter, I didn't know that was a thing. Can you hunt mushrooms? Do they run away from you? Well, he's caught a deadly fungal disease. And it's the first case that it's happened. Yeah, he had an abscess in his windpipe, and they drained the pus and sent samples to the lab, and it revealed he'd caught, and this is going to be a good one, Chondrosterium purpureum. He needs a picture of it. Okay. Doesn't look very nice, does it? Done it again. It wasn't my fault. It was the stupid trackpad. It's a fungus caused by silver leaf disease in plants, which is spread by airborne spores and turns leaves into a metallic colour before slowly killing them. And it was a fungus. It wasn't bacteria that was present. It was a fungus that was present. Oh my God! It's like The Last of Us come real. Oh my God! And that was taken from Medical Mycology Case Reports. A great journal. Yeah, it's a fun read. It's a good read. Yeah. And I'm still looking for an animal story. There must be an animal story somewhere. Oh no. Sad story. Sad story. UK's most married man has revealed he's moving into a care home as a single man because his 8 wives have worn his body out. And again, he's another one. He's half a catch. Look at him. He's fucking gorgeous. And these are the stupid women who fell for it. all I can say is he's either got a lot of money or a big schlong. That's all. That's it, isn't it? Really, that's it. Secret to life. That. I mean, I haven't got any money, so just saying. Me and Missy been together 35 years. 35 years in September. 35 years. How did that happen? Oh, they've gone and refreshed all the stories. Why, Daily Mail? Why couldn't you just let me finish? Okay, here we go. We're going to Australia and at Cairns Airport, right? And what we've got here is a security guy. He's just having fun. He's just having fun with his dog. Look at him, swinging him around. They're off duty, having a bit of fun. There you go, boy. There you go. And that is our animal story of the day. There we go. And it marvellous. A little bit of work, a little bit of play. You know. Is there anybody in? 8 people in. That's rubbish. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Renee's in. He says, hey, good afternoon. Same to you. Run's in. And he said, we should be okay in England. We never see the sun. Yeah, but it's the electromagnetic rays that are going to bombard us. So, yeah. Could be good. Could be fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You better drink it up. Ta-da.